Hello, today's Monday, September 28th, and this is the Sphinx Forex review for today. Little housekeeping. The Sphinx Forex website should be coming up pretty soon. We're just constructing it and putting some stuff in place to ensure that it's done correctly. So just give us a little bit of time. Blog, as you're aware, is already up and running, which has got the links to the videos. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com, Sphinx Forex, and you'll be notified every time we put up a video. So let's get to the charts. I'm going to freeze and go back on Friday. Um, you could see on the, even if you go with the 60-minute, there really wasn't much going on. As far as trade, solid trades, but let's stick to the 15-minute. Friday was a pretty choppy day, and a lot of it had to do with the G20 stuff. Get this fixed up. With the G20 stuff, there was just a lot of whiplash action going on. So those are one of the days you could see price came across the 20 moving average, which is the black. I'll put that back on. Some of the previous videos it have it because I really don't use it to decide on a trade, but it just lets you know typically when you're in the trend and price comes across it, you got a pretty good move. But you could just see a lot of whiplash action, so there was just a lot of uncertainty. In these instances, I typically follow a rule that if you suffer two losses back to back on any pair, any combination, whether if you're trading once the euro dollar and then the other one the euro yen, and you lose on both of them, don't trade anymore during that session or even for the day. Take the day off because that means that the market is not trending nicely. It's a lot of choppy action, so you'll just keep getting in and out of trades, taking for 20 and 25 pips here and there. So if you take two losses back to back, I'd advise you to stop trading for that session. So here's Friday's action. You can see up and down, up and down, up and down, and the MACD is very indicative of what was going on. This is when the market opened yesterday. The pressure was definitely to the downside. You can look at the 4 hours. So I would be very hesitant to trade. I mean, even you didn't have a trade here because your MACD was still below the zero line for shorts, but you did come across here. You didn't have a pretty powerful move, and you didn't have a powerful move, but primarily you were trading against the big boys because your 4 hour was red and so were your hourly, so you were trading against a dominant trend. So I would have been very hesitant based off of Friday's action to go long against the bankers, which is the 4 hour. So you could have possibly made a couple of pips up in this area here, but you wouldn't have had a nice move. Then we came back to the downside, where you possibly would have had a trade up in this area, but you see the MACD went back to the high side right there, so you still did not have a trade. So technically, just if you wanted to be risky and aggressive, you could have taken longs here. If you wanted to just grab 15, 20 pips or whatever, not follow the rules, you could have done it here. But again, I'm a little hesitant when you see that these 4 hours are red. You're trading against the bankers. So that was the euro. I didn't look at the pound yet, but I'm pretty sure you probably have the same thing. Yeah, just a lot of just flat action. So you could have did the same thing up in this area, but this is risky. This thing here, when it's not trending, it'll take you to the cleaners. Let's see, market opened up in here. You could have had a short up in this area and got a few pips. MACD looked pretty good, so you could have got your maybe 40 pips off of this trade, but definitely not your two times your stop loss. So a lot of choppy action. Probably no fundamentals today either. Let's look at the euro yen. Market opened up in here yesterday. It's a pretty big move. This is still the Asian session right here. Came back to the long side. Your MACD, you could have taken a long. You could have broke up in here, but it all depends on what happened here. Let's see, the stop loss would have been there. Depends how you would have managed a trade when you hit this high, but you would have had a long. That was okay. And then another long right now. You should be long right up in one of these two candles up in here. So you could actually be in a long trade right now as we speak on the euro yen, but certainly not a powerful move with that pair. Dollar Swiss. market opened here. I wouldn't have traded that. You did have a short, but again, that's not either the U.S. or the Swiss market was open. So you would expect the same thing, choppy action. So you should not have had any solid looking trades. You could have possibly had a long up in here, but again, that's being aggressive on that trade because you're trading against the trend as well. You can see that red. 4 hours are just turning over from green to red. So that's why I put these indicators. Is you want to know without having to go to different time frames. It'll tell you what the pressure is at on those time frames on that specific pair. Uh, you could actually be a little aggressive too. When price opened up above the 20, you could have maybe looked to get 20 or 30 pips. Risk a 20 pip stop loss as well. But that's not something that I teach because you got to be super aggressive in order to take that trade. So just a lot of choppy action Friday and yesterday. But again, just make note that if you ever take 2 losses back to back, I would not trade anymore for the session minimum, preferably today. Go play golf or do whatever. Go play with your kids, do something, but don't give your money away, hard-earned money from all the other times on a day when it's just a lot of choppy action. All right, that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow.